Welcome, happy Friday. I really liked the Wednesday off thing. Like, I could totally, rock that schedule. Monday, Tuesday, no school Wednesday, back Thursday, Friday, then the weekend. Like, I could totally get into that.
Well, that's the thing. Somebody brought it up. Like, that's a good way to give a break because, you won't
right in the
feel
middle.
mentally exhausted.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a good one. Anyway.
If we have to lose Sunday, that's fine.
All right. Good morning. Today, we are writing equations of lines, and we use the point-slope form. We use point-slope form 90% of the time when we're writing equations of lines. And point-slope form comes from simply the slope formula. So I just want to show you that because you guys are old enough. What is our slope formula calculation? M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, so this is the slope formula, and what we want to do is we want to use it to actually write the equation of a line. Now, if we have a line, we can calculate the slope using this formula. Well, it turns out with a few minor tweaks here, I can think about this as a proportion, and what I can do is I can cross multiply. So I take my denominator and multiply it to the m. So I have m times the quantity x2 minus x1 is equal to 1 times my numerator. Well, that's just y2 minus y1. Well, this is, ladies and gentlemen, point-slope form. Except for the fact that we want to write an equation. And so if we want to write an equation of a line, it needs to have x's and y's. So what happens is I don't have a second point. And instead, I need the x and the y in my equation so that I can have an equation of a line. Okay, like y equals mx plus b. It's got an x and it's got a y. And so this, ladies and gentlemen, is point-slope form. I'm going to rewrite it just slightly because we usually put the y's on the left. So I'm going to spin this around. Symmetric property. Y minus y1 equals m times the quantity x minus x1. This is point-slope form, and it's nothing revolutionary, but it just simply comes from the slope formula. Okay. Now we use point-slope form when, God, I love math people. We are so unoriginal. When we have a point and slope. Okay. We use point-slope form when we have an ordered pair and a slope, or we can calculate the slope and use it too. So we want to write the linear equation in slope-intercept form. So what we're going to do is make sure we're going to always start with this form because it's by far the easiest. And we are just going to distribute and solve for y. And what happens then is it winds up in our favorite form, which is slope-intercept form. Okay. So we have a slope of 2, and we have a point. This is the x1 and the y1. And so we are going to replace the y1, and we're going to replace the slope, and we're going to replace the x1, okay, with our information. And so in my equation, I've got my y minus, what is going in place of y1? 1, yeah. All right, equals. And what's going in place of my slope? 2. And then I have my quantity x minus, and what's going in place of x1?
4.
The 4, okay? So I have 3 things that I plug in, and then right now all it is distribute and isolate the y. So it's like super easy. So we're going to go ahead and distribute. So I have y minus 1 equals 2x minus 8. Good. 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. And then all I need to do is add the 1 to both sides. So I get y equals 2x minus 7. And there we are. This is the equation of a line. It is an equation of the line. So you do have to be pretty specific in Delta Math. They do want the equation of the line and how they state that equation of the line. An equation first must have an equal sign. And if it has an equal sign, it has to have a left side and a right side, okay? So they need the full equation. This whole thing is what we would be typing into Delta Math, okay? So let's try number 4 here. Again, I have a point and a slope. So again, my point goes in place of x1 and y1. And I go back to my formula there. All right, so I have y minus, what's the y1?
1.
Y minus -1. Be very, very careful. It is, the subtraction is part of the formula. And so when you have a negative value, you have to watch your signs, really, okay? I'm just going to keep them exactly how they are, and then I'll clean them up later. And then we have our slope. What's our slope? Yep, -3/4. And then times the quantity, x minus -8. X minus the -8. Again, you can clean up these signs because minus and negative is really becomes +1, all right? And then we have the -3/4, and again, x minus the -8 becomes x plus 8. All right, let's go ahead and distribute there. So I get y plus 1 equals -3/4 times x. -3/4 x. All right, and good. How did you get 6? Because this looks challenging, like it's a fraction times 8, but -3/4 times 8. How do we do that?
Cross multiplication.
No.
Oh, no.
I know what you're thinking, but the phrase is confusing. How do you multiply fractions?
Oh, you flip.
Straight across. Straight across. Multiplying fractions is just about the easiest thing we can do, okay? So when you go -3/4 times 8, that 8 becomes 8/1. We go straight across. That is -3 times 4 is -24, and 4 times 1 is 4. What is -24/4? -6, okay? So don't be scared of fractions, especially in math class. Those fractions work out nice, right? It's a math class where everything turns out perfect, okay? So, would it be
Oh, just kidding. Never mind.
you got it? Okay. All right, and then the last thing I need to do is subtract 1. Again, we want you to use those fractions, and as you get older and older, I hope you use your calculator on fractions less and less, because they just pop up on occasion as just a friendly reminder of, oh yeah, you learned how to do this once, and we still need to know how to do it, because it's actually not that hard. Okay. All right. So, very good. We multiply fractions straight across. They usually, in math class, will clean up. Of course, in real life, is any number ever really nice? No, of course not. Because things are actually real and aren't perfect, like in math class. Okay. So, if we have a point and a slope, super easy to write the equation of a line using our nice little formula. So, but then what do we do if we have 2 points? Can we still use our point slope formula? If I have 2 points, can I figure out the slope? Oh, yes, I can. Given 2 points, we can use our plain old slope formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, and we're just going to have to calculate the slope first. And once we have that, then we can use our y minus y1 equals m times the quantity x minus x1. Oh, I forgot, ladies and gentlemen, you need to write out that formula every time until you have it memorized, okay? Like, hopefully you have this one memorized, and by me showing you how to rearrange it, now you're like, I can just get it, right? Like, it's so easy. But you do need to have it memorized. Like, it should just flow off your tongue. We use the same formula in calculus daily, okay? So keep that in mind. All right, here we go. So we're going to calculate the slope first. All right, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So I got -1 minus 7 over 1 minus a -3. All right. -1 and a -7 is 8 negatives, and -1 plus 3 becomes 4. So I get -8 over 4, which is 2. So there's my slope. And I can use whatever point I want. I just need one of them. And it's not going to matter which point we choose. We're going to end up with the same answer. Which point do you want to use? First point or second point? Okay, sure. So we have a point, -3, 7, and we have a slope equal to -2. And I'm going to go ahead and plug it into my formula. Let's see. Y minus Y1. What's Y1? 7. Equals M -2 times the quantity x minus, what's x1? Minus a -3, which is going to become a giant plus sign. So I wrote minus a negative. I'm just going to turn that into a giant plus sign right here. There we go. It's a giant plus sign. Minus a negative turns a giant plus. Okay. Now what do we need to do? Distribute. All right, so I get y minus 7 equals -2x minus 6. -2 times +3.
No, you're right.
Oh, good. And then I can go ahead and add 7. All right, so we get y equals -2x and +1, a +1. Beautiful. Okay. So it's a matter of calculating the slope first and then applying our formula. Let's just do this one more here. All right, so we have our slope. We need our slope. Y2 minus Y1. What should we do?
-4 minus.
Good. -4 minus a -7. And then?
-6. Wait, no, -3.
Oop. 3 minus a -6. Again, we always have to start from the same ordered pair, so. All right, minus a negative really turns into a giant plus sign. All right, so we have a -4 and a +7, which is going to give us a +3. And 3 plus 6 is 9. And that is a fraction that reduces to 1/3. Always, always reduce those fractions. No, totally different thing, man. Totally different. All right. So, which point do you want to use? First point, second point? First point? Sure. So we have a point of -6, -7. We have a slope equal to 1/3. If I have a point and a slope, we're going to use point slope. Okay. Gotta love those days. Okay. So, looking at our formula, y minus y1, I'm going to do y minus -7 equals m 1/3 times the quantity x minus a -6. So again, lots of double negatives there, which is really a positive. Which I love doing double negatives to people when I'm really irritated with them. And they're like, you hate me right now, don't you? I'll be like, I don't not like you right now. I don't not like you. I do not like you right now. You know, it means I like them fine. It's just I'm really irritated with you right now. You know what I mean? Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and distribute. We get y plus 7 equals 1/3 x. What's a third of 6? 2. +2. And then we can subtract the 7. So we get y equals 1/3 x minus 5. Very good. Super duper. Do you have any questions for me right now? It is not quite it. We got one more set. All right. Okay. So we also need to be able to write the equation of parallel lines, which is not that hard. Again, it's asking us to write the equation of a line. And anytime something asks you to write the equation of the line, write the equation of the line, write the equation of the line, we are going to need to use our Point slope form. What is our point slope form? Y minus y1 equals m times the quantity
of x and then minus x1.
x minus x1. Okay. Will you all say that out loud? Can we all say it out loud together here? Because it helps to actually say it out loud. All right, here we go. Ready? Y minus y1 equals m times the quantity x minus x1. All right? Anytime you have parentheses, you say times the quantity. All right? That's what that means. Okay? Now, so we want to write the equation of the line that is parallel to this crazy line and passes through the point -4, -1. So this is my point that I'm going to use. If I have my point that I'm going to use, which is -4, -1, I need a point. What else do I need to write the equation of the line? I need this slope, okay? And so we have a point. We need to figure out the slope. Well, what are we going to use to figure out the slope of the line we want?
The first.
Yeah, they gave us information here. We have this line, y equals 2x plus 4, and we want our line to be parallel to it. How do I know how we make things parallel? What should I use? The same slope. All right, so what's the slope of this line? 2. Slope is the number in front of x, and we want a parallel slope, so we want the same slope. All right, and so I don't have a question of what the slope should be. My slope, that is parallel, I'm going to add some extra notation here. This says I want a slope that's parallel, and so I want the same slope, which would be 2. Now, I have a point and a slope, and so now I can use my point slope form and write my equation. So we have y minus -1 equals m 2 times the quantity x minus the -4. All right, again, minus the negative, big positive there. So then I'm just going to change those to big positives. All right, and then we can distribute. We get y plus 1 equals 2x plus 8, and then subtract 1. So we get y equals 2x plus 7. Did you distribute?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Alrighty. So then, let's see. Let's go down to number 11. Number 11, again, says write the equation of the line. Again, if it says write the equation of the line, I'm going to use my point slope form. Do I have a point? All right, but what's the point I'm going to use?
3 -3.
On number 11?
Oh, I'm looking at you.
Yeah.
-10.
-10, 9. All right. I have the point that I'm going to use. They wanted my line to pass through -10, 9. So I have a point. What do I need? M. I need the slope. All right. And I need a slope that is parallel. So I want a parallel slope. So what do I need to do? Why did they give me this equation?
Solve it to be y equals m.
Yeah, solve it so that we can figure out the slope. We want to get y by itself. So I have 6x plus 5y equals -10. I need to put it in slope-intercept form. Yes, Cash?
You would minus 6.
Minus the 6x. All right, so I get 5y equals -6x and a -10, and then?
And then you want to divide everything by 5.
Good. Divide everything by 5. So I can see clearly that my slope on this pink line is? -6/5. -6/5. And we want a parallel slope. So what slope am I going to use? That would be perpendicular.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
-6/5.
-6/5. We want the same slope because we're creating a parallel line, so they should have the same slope. And now I have my point and my slope, and I can plug it into point slope form. So once again, y minus y1 equals m times the quantity x minus x1. I can say that out loud and write in numbers. Isn't that amazing? Okay. All right. Gonna clean up my signs here a little bit. I got minus a negative 10. That becomes a plus 10. And I need to distribute. Again with the fractions. I have y minus 9 equals, what's negative 6/5 times x? Negative 6/5 x. All right, what's negative 6/5 times 10? That's a good question. So we write it over here on the side, and I think that that's 10 over 1. And how do you multiply fractions? Straight across.
60 over 6.
Negative 60 over 5. And what is negative 60 over 5? Negative 12, okay? Negative 12. Again, write it down, ladies and gentlemen. I don't have to use a calculator for something like this, and you shouldn't either, okay? All right, and then we need to add 9. All right, so we get y by itself, so we have y equals negative 6/5 x minus 3. The negatives win. More negatives. Okay. Do you have any questions for me?
No.
Sweet. Now, you are going to need paper, so keep your notes handy.